All right, welcome everybody. We are live on this Saturday evening, last day of the week, seventh day of the week. It is January 28th, 2023. A little bit later, it's 9:48 p.m. Central Time. Took me a little bit longer to get ready than I thought. So here we are. Oh, my phone is overcharging. Yikes. All right, looks like we're live. Very good. I'm just looking real quick. All right. Looks like we're going. Well, hey, Grace, how you doing tonight? And Pinch came in first, and he said, "Hey, Kathy, catch you in the morning. Love you. Love you too, Pinch. Thanks for stopping by." Hey, Grace, how you doing tonight? Welcome in, Shalom. I was almost just not even going to do this study tonight, but I think we're going to do it tonight because it was taking too long to get it together, and I thought, oh, heck with it. I'll just hop it off tonight. Yeah, hey, Pinch. Hope, Pinch, you're having a good weekend. Hope everybody is. It is Saturday. Big Saturday night. It is time for, well, the Sabbath just ended at sunset. You know what? Sunset today was 5:11, so it is getting longer. Days are getting longer by 10 minutes a week right now. It's going pretty fast. And we are now, if that Sabbath is over, we are now 7. I think it is 7 more Sabbaths till spring. This thing, a week from now, will be 6 more Sabbaths. 6 weeks till spring. Oh, hey, isn't that Groundhog's Day when the groundhog comes up like February 2nd or something? And the groundhog, if it sees its shadow, then there's may or may not be 6 more weeks of spring, or isn't, or is. And if the groundhog bites the guy and he drops them because they Masonic rituals. Anyway, poor what's his name? Ratzenberry. I forgot the gopher's name. Or groundhog, whatever he is. Cleopatra. What's the groundhog's name? Rufus? I forgot. Anyway, the thing bit the guy. I don't know what the guy was doing. He was all in his Freemason hat, top hat, and hat. No. They're all doing the Freemasonic ritual. That thing wasn't having no part. He turned around, bit the guy. The guy drops the groundhog. Groundhog lands on his head and dies later that day. Well, what does that mean? No spring at all? Are we starting spring right here now? I don't know if they've got a interpretation for killing the groundhog in front of everybody. Does that mean that spring's coming early, late? What does that mean? I don't know if they got one for that. Anyway, so anyway, here. Let's see. This new phone doesn't have Google right up front. Like, what's up with that? Right here. Oh, it's 0 degrees right now. We don't even have a temperature. We got none. It says no temperature. Oh, we just hit 1 below 0. It means the guy needs rabies vaccines for life. Maybe. The guy had really thick gloves on, like almost like welding gloves or something. Shouldn't have hurt that bad. Anyway, he drops the thing on his head, kills it. Anyway, it's 1 below 0. We are now in a cold streak for the next, 2 weeks. Well, it's an extra chilly streak. It's we're gonna be below 0, barely above 0 during the day. So that's that. I am hibernating like bears. And I don't know if bears like paint and stuff, but that's what I'm doing. I don't know if they really like. I don't know if they like do home improvements during the winter. They just sleep. But I am definitely moving right along with my painting. I got one tiny little patch left of some of that wallpaper glue. I gotta scrub it. Ah, what was that? I don't know how a bug got in here, but we got a bug. Hey, well, sure, Grace. Yep. Grace says, Kathy, can I say something to get it off my chest? And then they be sure. Say anything you want. Anything you want. It looks like it's just me and you here anyway. And you know what? If we don't see, I could definitely do this study tomorrow. And I could have an open chat tonight. Really don't matter. I kind of screwed off today. I just took it easy. I did a little bit of stuff for my other channel. Collected some materials from my other channel. Just really took it easy today. So, if I do this study tonight, I can or can't. I can do it tomorrow. Doesn't matter. But yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, probably when I get off of here, I've been staying up way too late, like way. I am a night owl, always been, so I can stay up late, and but I've been staying up way too late, and then I sleep too late. So anyway, trying to get out of that habit. You have been asking what happened with Donnie, and kept mentioning how you would like to talk to him privately. Last night he came in and asked to talk, but wasn't given the opportunity to talk privately with you. I found that distasteful. Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. I was hoping Donnie would have came up, but and I know Molly's been coming up every single time. So I was thinking we do need to get other people a chance. We do need to give other people a chance to come up. So yeah, I was thinking, yeah, maybe we'll have other people give their opportunity. I did ask. I thought Donnie was going to come up, but I know him and Molly are not getting along, and she hopped up here real quick. So, he probably felt like he didn't want to, he probably feel like he didn't want to come up because she was here anyway. That's why I don't like trouble on my channel, because this is what happened. So anyway, but yeah, I do think other people need to have a chance to. I agree. But Donnie will have a chance next time. We'll make sure that everybody gets a chance, because I know with them not getting along, they don't want to both be on the panel at the same time. So if Molly comes up each time, that doesn't give Donnie a chance. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure it's fair. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I will leave it at that. Yeah. Well, thanks, Grace. No, I appreciate it. Right. Well, if they're not getting along, how can he talk privately when she's there? I agree, Grace. I do agree. That's why I thought he was going to come up, but yeah, you're right. I thought of that later. He's not going to be able to come up if she's up here. And anyway, yeah, I thought of that later. Like, yeah, I guess he wasn't, because I really thought he was going to come up, but he didn't. And anyway, I thought of it later. Of course he didn't, because they're not getting along, and she hopped up there first. So no, Caleb, you got to chill out. It just went out. But yeah, I do want everybody to have a fair chance. So, if I put up a link, I'll make sure that everybody's got a fair chance. And It's not fair the same person gets to keep coming up the same time after time. That's why I like when people get along, because then everybody can come up, you know what I mean? But yeah, Donnie's not going to come up here if she's up here. I figured it out yesterday that, yeah, of course he's not going to come up here if they're not getting along. So, yeah. Well, actually, I think he was the one that suggested the phone booth. Or no, who did? I don't know. Somebody suggested that, and I thought he was going to come in. But anyway, yeah, I guess later I kind of thought, yeah, of course he's not going to come in if she's up here right away. And yeah, I guess it's not fair. So anyway, I'll make sure everybody gets a chance. Yeah, drama does suck. I don't like it on my channel. And so I'll make sure he gets a fair shot. Make sure everybody gets a fair shot. If you want to come up and chat. I prefer everybody would get along, but I can't always have that, I guess. So anyway, we'll make sure. If he wants to chat next time, we'll make sure that he can do that. Or anybody wants to come in and chat, you can come on and chat. So I want it to be fair for everybody to feel welcome. Donnie asked to talk. Yeah, I thought so. That's why I'm surprised it wasn't come up, but yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I kind of realized that later that, yeah, he asked to come up, and then she hopped up right away. And anyway, how was my Sabbath? It was good. I screwed off. Didn't really do anything. Usually I study, but I went through a bunch of clips from my other channel. Just hung around at my desk and just watched videos all day, really. And after Sabbath got over, I cooked the doggies their din. And I cooked rice for their dinner. I totally forgot. When I gave it to them, I think, there's vegetables, there's gravy, but there's something missing. And hey D, how you doing tonight? When I gave them their food, I thought, there's something missing. Then after they ate, I went over to the stove and I thought, oh man, I forgot to put the rice on. No wonder it looked kind of skimpy. They did look at me weird too. Anyway, I forgot the rice in their food today. Hey D, how you doing tonight? Hope you had a wonderful day. I think you said you were going to a meeting today. Was that today? Today's Saturday. Yeah, I thought you said you're going to a meeting today. Maybe it's tomorrow. Anyway, either way, I hope you had a wonderful Saturday. Yeah, I did. Me and my doggies. It's cold, but the doggies are playing outside still a lot. I have to drag them in here because it just, it's cold out. Boys. They must have a pretty thick coat. But their paws still get cold, yeah. But anyway. Well, D, how is the weather down there in Oklahoma? Is it okay? I know I said that before. Oklahoma is okay. Is that the slogan? Oklahoma is okay? Or is that just a bumper sticker? Anyway. I had a beautiful cluster of grapes. Really nice cluster of grapes that I washed yesterday when I bought them. Delicious. But yeah, we have cold streak right now, so most people are just staying home. I'm staying home. Did my shopping yesterday. Yeah. It seems like a long time. It seemed like 2 days ago, but it was yesterday. Yesterday's Friday. Yep. I finally got to go shopping after about a month. I got to go to Walmart. And anyway, it turns out, you know what? I could have gone to Walmart and written a check. they just had to, like, I don't know. You gotta do something before you do it. It's fine. But anyway, it's cool now. Gonna get cold. So yeah, you're getting our spillover there, D. We got a cold. Gonna get cold starting tomorrow through Friday, Saturday. Chance of snow again. Yeah. That's a whole week. That's what we got right now, D. It must be coming from Canada down past us, maybe hitting you. But yeah, ours started, well, when did ours start? It was 20 degrees yesterday, but I don't know, the last day or two it just dropped big time. Our nights are below zero now for a little while, but oh well. And you didn't live stream your shopping spree? No. I went on my Walmart shopping spree. Not only did I get dog food finally in a giant bag, which that was like $36. You know what? It was like $15 at Walmart, and that bag was actually the bag of puppy chow was $26, and the bag of the lamb food was the lamb one. They get the one brand. It's pure. First ingredient is meat. But normally that is a $26 bag, and at this store it's $36. It's $10 extra for a bag of dog food, and it only lasted 2 weeks. So anyway, yeah. So no, I did not. Oh, and I got paint too. I got primer, another gallon of primer mixed up for my walls. But no, and I did not live stream my drive there and back. I did not get gas, so I wasn't able to live stream that right off the bat. No, I did not live stream everything I did yesterday. I think that would be really weird, actually. Maybe someday I will, Grace. Should I do that someday? Just bring you guys along with me? Spend the day with Kathy? You guys want to live stream? I'll do this, spend the day with Kathy. Didn't go to the meeting today, had to go to the clinic. Oh no, you have UTI. Went to the pharmacy to pick up prescription, but the pharmacy was closed. Supposed to be open tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. Sorry to hear that, D. Planning on going to the meeting tomorrow. Oh yeah. Just a little curveball, huh? Yeah, should I come bring you guys along a day in the life of Kathy? And I'll just live stream all day. Just bring you with. I'll show you a little story. And then I'll stop and get gas. I like our gas station. It's so cute. When you pull in. Oh, today is Saturday. That's right. How can a pharmacy be closed on Saturday? What's up about that? I mean, I can see Sunday, but now CVS and Walgreens are open like every day, all day. I think they're open 24/7. They gotta make sure everybody gets there. Today is Saturday. That's right. Felt like Sunday. Well, technically, it's sunset. It's Sunday. Drinking extra water, resting. Yeah, here you go. I think cranberry juice is good too. Maybe the remodeling. Oh yeah. No fun, D. Glad you're on top of it though. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good, D. Glad you got taken care of. You will have to put on an angry mask, Kathy, and be sure to stomp around tossing your finger in everyone's face. Yeah. And I'll point out all the evil that I see. Oh, you guys, there's a billboard. As I'm swerving. Look, there's an evil billboard. No, but I couldn't do. I had a dash cam. I could just use my dash cam, but it got too cold and it froze and never worked again. Like, there's no warning for that. I don't see anything warning about that. Yep, don't be a Karen. That's right. Be a Kathy, not a Karen. Be a Kathy, not a Karen. Run every stoplight and stop sign in town. Yes, and I'm going to make sure that I videotape it. That's right. Make sure everybody's got it on video. We're describing the life, a day in the life of Mark Hardy, not Kathy. Yeah, he tapes himself committing crimes like for 2 hours straight. Remember, you have grace. Yeah, I'm under grace, not under the law. When I get pulled over, I'll tell the cop that. I'll tell the highway patrol, I'm not under the law. I'm under grace. May I leave now? What? You haven't heard that? You don't know about Paul, the Apostle Paul? Yeah, he preaches Christ crucified. Yeah, ma'am, step out of the car. Have you been drinking? No, I'm under grace. I have rights. Stuff like that. Yep. My auditing channels all kick in and I'll end up in handcuffs like they do. No, just kidding. I won't. They've been getting arrested, those auditing channel people, because they open their big mouth and they see other people getting away with it. Like when you ID refusal, the cop asks them for the ID and they say, no. Ask the officer to frisk. Yeah, I have rights. You have to frisk me. You got to frisk me. It's the law and I have rights. That's right. I'm going to complain if you don't frisk me. That's right. That's right. I got rights. Anyway. Yeah, there's some major fails. And sooner or later, they all get arrested. And then you know what they do? Put up a GoFundMe and they want, or they got a PayPal or Cash App. Now they want bail money. Yeah. Oh, everybody feels sorry for me. As the cop takes the camera, rips it out of their hand and throws it in the car trunk. I just saw that yesterday. Somebody got arrested. One of those cop watchers got arrested. That like he's complaining, arguing with one cop. I think it was like a security officer or something. Then the cops come and he's saying he's got rights, and there's two of them. He's got rights and stuff. And you saw the cop grab the camera out of the guy's hand and he threw it in the trunk with some other stuff. And the camera goes bouncing. All you can see is the carpet in the cop's trunk. You can hear him getting arrested. And then, of course, they want bail money. Anyway, you know what? It's stupid. I don't like when people go out picking fights with the police. I mean, how stupid is that? First, they go film them and you know, whatever, push the limits, push the buttons. Then when they get arrested, they want bail money. No. Yeah. Oh, no, now McFraud will have another scam idea. Yeah. Yeah. He needs money for bail. No, I'm sure he called Cynthia directly for that. But yeah, he will want money for his, maybe to pay his fines and tickets. No, that's right. Cynthia already paid those. Yeah, I'm not sure what he would need money for. Anyway. Well, guys, I am going to pray a sin, and I am going to go through this at this Pool of Bethesda thing that we went over. So I'm going to pray us in, and we'll go over that. If anybody wants to come in and chat when I get done, you can come in and chat. But yeah, I don't know. But we're going to go over this. Makes as much sense as someone telling the cops to drop their weapons because they are evil. Yeah. How would you like if your police department just drops their weapons? You know what? You're going to have civil unrest and you're going to have total chaos very quickly. And then nobody's safe. Yeah, tell the police when when their trouble comes, make sure to drop your weapons. Like, I thought the police were never supposed to give up their weapon. It's not like what they learned on the first day at the academy. Okay, lesson number 1. Welcome to the academy. Lesson number 1: never give up your weapon. I just go from that. I'm looking for a tab right now. So I'm going to press it, and we're going to go through what is the pool of Bethesda, and who is the god Asclepius. Yes. Well, all you have to do is take the hat off, according to him. All you have to do is take the hat off a police officer, and they instantly lose their authority. Did you know that? He said if you take the hat off a police officer, they lose their authority. Well, really? So if a police is running down the road, chasing a robber, and his hat falls off, does he have to stop and go back and get it? Or does he just lose authority for the rest of the day? Is it temporary? Is it permanent? What is it? Lesson number 1: give your weapons to the bad guys. Yeah, he said leave him at the police station. Maybe just leave him on the steps of the police station. That's pretty much what he said. And go home. Keystone Cops. Nah, I think it's the Three Stooges episode of Cops. I watched one. It was a one real quick thing that came up in my thing about the Three Stooges. It was the sad ending to Curly, I think it was one of them. I didn't watch Three Stooges. Never watched Three Stooges. To me, it's not funny. It's kind of it's a guy thing. Guys like that kind of slapping and poking eyes out and stuff. So it's more guy humor, you know what I mean? So I ain't cutting it, but never watched it. Couldn't tell you. All I know is Larry Moe Curly. But it came up in my feed something about like the sad ending to Curly or something like that. And I watched it. And ever since then, I have been getting recommendations for the Three Stooges. It's just weird how those algorithms work. You know what I'm saying? Watch one thing about a Three Stooges, and for months you end up getting that fed to you. McFarland is HR Puffin stuff, and he's leading those cops from the TV show. Yeah. Remember that HR Puffin stuff? That used to be on Saturday. That was a Saturday Seals or not Seals and Crofts. That was Sid Croft. Isn't it? Sid Croft Productions. Do you know who's still alive? I'm shocked. Norman Lear, I think is he? I think it's like in his 90s. Yeah, Sid and Marty Croft. Yeah, thank you. I knew it was something Croft. Yeah, that's right. Sid and Marty Croft. I used to watch that, and I also used to watch. Right after that was that Sigmund the Sea Monster. Remember that one? They had that weird housekeeper that found the swamp monster out in the kids' fort or whatever, out in their playhouse. And so she kept the secret about them having a sea monster because he was a nice sea monster. And at the beginning, he was playing volleyball on the beach with the sea monster. Anyway, it's just so weird how the maid like covered for the kids and like threw stuff on it when the other adults came around. Isn't that kind of weird how the housekeeper kind of covered for the kids, keeping a monster in their playhouse? Anyway, A little different when you get older. Thinking, wait a minute. They did what now? All right. So let me get back over here. And then there was also Land of the Lost. That was also on Saturday. Remember? Holly, Bud, and William, they went for a raft ride, and they went over a waterfall and ended up like in the Land of the Lost. They always wondered if the mom was still looking for him. Yeah, Dad's got some splaining to do, and the kids come back adults. Johnny White, was he a ritual? I don't remember who Johnny White was. But yeah, they probably, most of them are. All right. Where are we at? 31 minutes. Okay, I'm going to pray us in. Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us once again. And we ask you, Father, for your blessing on this gathering. And we ask for wisdom and understanding and always knowledge of you, Father. Praise be to you. We thank you for the Sabbath rest. Always a delight. Amen and amen. All right. Let me take this now. We're gonna take Bethesda that we saw this week in Gospel of John chapter 5. Wasn't he the older brother on Sigmund and the Sea Monster? Oh, was he? The blonde-haired kid? The taller one? Huh. Well, they might have both been blonde, but yeah. I don't know. Why did he die? Yeah. Yep, that's usually how it turns out, huh? It's weird how people just write it off to, well, them Hollywood kids are spoiled and they get into drugs. Curly hair? Yeah, I don't know, but people are quick to chalk off them child actors to just being spoiled brats that had too much money and killed themselves, and that's probably not how it usually goes. They've been proven to be rituals many times. So yeah, they don't have a very good life expectancy when you're a child actor. You know, they always have a tragic ending, which then, boosts sales. And I gotta get water though. Oh. Okay. Let me get over here real quick and put in the description box. All right. My cat Snowy is sick. Oh, Father, please hear our prayers for Snowy. We pray for that you restore him and heal him. Praise be to you. Amen and amen. Yeah, Snowy's sick again. He's just got like water diarrhea. When they do that, they get dehydrated. And I just made up a batch of, they call it tuna milk, but really what it is like little popsicles that you make for the cat. No stick on there, not just, it's an ice cube tray. And you mix up water, like between 1 and 2 cups of water. I did about 1.5 cups of water with a can of tuna, just the whole thing, and the juice and everything. Mix that in, and then there's salt, baking soda, and sugar. And you stir it all up, and you get it nice and stirred up, and then you pour it in an ice cube tray. Excuse me. And then you freeze it. And then you give the cat on a plate, you give him a little little ice cube, and that helps them with the dehydration. It's like when people, like if it's a person that's dehydrated and you drink a Gatorade or whatever them sport drinks to, because you're dehydrated. And babies, they drink Pedialyte. Same thing. It's got salt, baking soda, sugar, whatever. The cat loves it. So anyway, I'm freezing them some of those ice cubes. When I get off here, they should be froze. But yeah, you just give a little ice cube on a plate, and they can look at it and eat it, and it helps from being dehydrated. It kind of rehydrates. It's like Gatorade. And if the other cats want one, they can have one too. It doesn't hurt. Even if you're not dehydrated, they can have it. So anyway, yeah, so he just, yeah, anyway. I'd say he's sick as a dog, but, well, he's sick as a cat, I guess. Not sure where sick as a dog came from. Anyway, so, all right, here we go. All right, so let me stop the madness, or stop the screen share. All right, so I'm just going to remind us in chapter 5 of John this week. Yeah, don't insult him. Did I insult him? He's right behind me on the table. It's so weird. So I brought in a box out of my collapsed garage. It's all my personal belongings. Anyway, I had a box, a big giant box with crunched up newspapers with Steins in them, German Steins, old German Steins. Anyway, I put it on the table, and he's been sleeping in it. He loves it. Like a hammock. Anyway. All right. All right, guys. So I gotta shut 2 of these. 2 of them I don't need. Oh, and I was out of memory space yesterday, so it might have been why it was kind of buffering and stuff like that. That's weird. Okay, anyway. All right, so I've got stuff up here that's not even on my tabs, so I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, so I'm just going to remind us all, earlier this week, we went over in chapter 5 of the Gospel of John, we went over the healing at the pool on the Sabbath. Now, I'd say forget the part about the Sabbath. That's not even the important part of the story. I think the important part of the story is that you see people, when you read this pool at Bethesda, it will tell you, I'm just going to read it real quick. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now, there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate pool, in Aramaic or Hebrew, it's called Bethesda, which has 5 roof colonnades, which probably was a pentagram. They show the remains of it. 5 columns means 5 walls. So if it's not a pentagram, it was a rectangle with a wall in the middle of it. But we'll look at that in a minute. And but anyway, and as you look in here, I'm going to show you real quick. Now in Jerusalem by the sheep gate, in a pool, by the sheep gate, a pool called Bethesda. Now, I've been trying to point out how the Gospel of John, and actually all the Gospels, all 4 Gospels, were written mostly, almost all in Greek by Romans. And these Romans don't know what they're talking about when it comes to first century Jewish customs, Jewish law, Roman first century laws in Jerusalem. They are clueless on a lot of things, and especially geography is another one. that you can tell that these are not these are definitely not not Jews that are from Israel at all, because they wouldn't be making these kinds of mistakes. In fact, I'll show you right here what kind of mistake. Anyway, so they go to the pool of Bethesda, and it says in the side note, some of the manuscripts say Bethsaida. All right, I'll show you about that in a second. One man there was an invalid for 38 years. Now I'm going to show you something. So there's an invalid, but sitting there for 38 years, or he's been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered, "Sir, I have no one to put me in the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I'm going, another steps down before me." Jesus said, "Get up and take your bed and walk." Now, in some accounts, all right, not in John, but in some accounts, maybe even some translations. Let me go back to the footnotes. Yeah, here it is, right here. Now, in the English Standard Version, they left it out but I think in the King James, lots of versions, they will add this right here. What they'll add is some manuscripts insert this part, either whole or part of it. They say that the man was waiting for the movement of the water, for an angel of the Lord went down. See, this is what you'll see in some of the version, and that's why people say, no, an angel of God stirred up the water. Oh, heck no. No angel of God came down and stirred up that water so that man could get healed. That was a demon. I'm going to show you. For an angel of the Lord went down at certain seasons in the pool and stirred the water, and whoever stepped in first got healed of the disease. That is true, except for the part of angel of the Lord. No, it is a pagan god, the ASCLEPIUS, and we're gonna look at that. Oops, come on. So, why would they put this in here? Well, and I'm going to show you real quick. See, now I'm just going to show you another geographical blunder here. And now look at this part is true. They're in Jerusalem by the sheep gate, a pool called Bethesda. That is true. But some of the translations say it is Bethsaida. Why would they? That just shows you how off these people are on their translation, on their they don't know geographical stuff. They don't know history. I'm going to show you how far off they are when they say Bethsaida. Bethesda, Bethsaida. What's the difference, right? Well, I don't know. Hundreds of miles, maybe 1,000 miles. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just look, okay? What Bethsaida? All right. Let's see if we can find it here. I have a map. If I can find it. Let me just see. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. For some reason it's not coming up. Oh, I know. That is really weird. All right. Oh, okay. I found it. I had it here. Okay, it's under the Strongs. Here it is. All right. So just to show you in the Gospels, they keep getting Bethesda mixed up with Bethsaida like they just did in this story here. Now look, Bethsaida, like I mentioned while we were reading the story, Bethsaida is at the north end of the Sea of Galilee, way up here. See, here's a Bethsaida at the north end. Remember, it's in many of the Gospels where they're talking about Bethsaida. And sometimes they would say Bethesda. No, they keep getting Bethesda. And so they're like, oh, the disciples were at the north end of Galilee, the Sea of Galilee, and when they went to Bethesda. No, they didn't go to Bethesda. Or they'll say, they walked into Jerusalem to the gate of Bethsaida. No, no, they didn't. Bethsaida is way up here at the north end of the Sea of Galilee. This is where Jesus did the ministry. And if you look down here, way down here, here's Jerusalem, down here in Judea. All right. And here, right here is Bethany. But they're out the city of Bethany. But here's Jerusalem, where this pool that they're talking about, the pool of Bethesda, is way down here in Jerusalem, in the countryside of Judea and Samaria. And look at, or Judea, actually, they're in the southern part in Judea. And look, way up here is Bethesda. This is how far off their geography is when they're trying to say, but they get Bethesda. It's not like they were next door to each other, or not that they were even in the same region. Bethesda is way up here. I mean, Bethsaida is way up here, and Bethesda is way down here, and Bethany. Remember, Beth means house, B-E-T-H. So Bethlehem is house of bread. And actually, Bethesda is actually house of mercy, I think. But I'll show you guys. I forgot what we'll find out here in a second. Well, actually, it's got two names. That's right. It had Bethesda. Purposely, the Greeks named it purposely an ambiguous name that could be either or. So the Jews could say it and mean one thing, and the Romans could mean it and say a different thing. You know what I mean? It was the same word, but to the Romans it meant one thing, and to the Jews it meant something. It meant a bad thing to the Jews and a good thing to the Romans. Anyway. All right. So let's look at this, shall we? So we just saw in chapter 5 of the Gospel of John about this pool where Jesus had the crippled guy was trying to get in the pool for many years. Because an angel of the Lord stirred up the water. No, it didn't. That was inserted. I just showed you. It was inserted later. It was a demon that stirred it up, and it was ASCLEPIUS. Now I'll show you who he is. All right. Now, ASCLEPIUS. Now, just look. You can look up. All you can do is all you have to do is type pool as a pagan, and it will bring up all kinds of things. The origins of the pool of Bethesda go back to the Hellenistic period in Jerusalem, this first century. The ancient Greeks, they're at the first century. The ancient Greeks had a cult for the pagan god of healing named Asclepion. And you can pronounce it two different ways, Asclepios or Asclepion. So the Greek god was named Asclepion, and during the peak of their empire, they built Asclepios, or healing centers, all across the Greek Empire, including in Jerusalem. So yes, even in Jerusalem, they had one of these pagan gods from Asclepion. They were healing pools, and I'll show you. But anyway, so these are the healing pools, and this is what Jesus. But you don't know that when you're reading the Gospels. You think this God steers this up, which actually should maybe raise a red flag, because nowhere does it say God's going to be doing this. It does sound pagan. It does sound pagan. Probably enough to make you want to look it up. Made me want to look it up. But yeah, it was a pagan thing. And then Grace even said, yeah, that's a demon that stirs it up. And yeah, I know some things say it's God, but no, it is a demon. Yeah, it's not God or an angel of God stirring up the water. It is a demon. And I'll show you who he is. All right. And like I said, you can look at all these articles. The Pool of Bethesda as a healing center of Asclepius, the Greek god Asclepius, as in John chapter 5. But anyway, so yeah, there's lots of it. Here it is. So as you can see, and I don't know why, now it is inside the sheep gate, but as you can see, they're pointing to it, the Pool of Bethesda. Now, of course, it wouldn't be inside the temple or anything. And as you can see, it's got 5 walls. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 in the middle would be 5. If you believe the drawings, I personally probably think it was a pentagram, the 5-sided stuff that they go through. Pool of Bethesda, historical context, you can look all this up. It's just north of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And this got the Pool of Bethesda is just north of the temple in Jerusalem. In this account, John describes Jesus going to such a pool surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals, and there was in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool which in Aramaic called Bethesda, surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. There's a great number of disabled people used to lie. Here they used to lie blind, lame, paralyzed. Anyway, you can read about that. Also, there's like geographical things that. Anyway, you've probably seen them all, and but we'll see who this God is, and you guess who he is. He's the one that and man, I got a lot to say about this Asclepius, whatever the heck his name is. Check this out. First of all, I'm going to close some of these tabs, so I'll just show you real quick. You can look at, sites over in Jerusalem. This is just a picture, but here's some actual sites. Here's one of the pools, logical sites over there. They had them all over the place. These are everywhere. What does he have? He's got a staff with this snake around it. Sound familiar? A staff with a snake around it. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, let's see here. I'll show you real quick. Let's get back over here. All right, Asclepius. So here is the pagan god that the pool is. This deity is a false god. So anyway, he's the one with the staff on it, with the snake. Look familiar? Just like Moses had, right? And guess what? Our medical here, this is called a caduceus. I wore one of these on my lab coat for 20 years. I had a nice little gold one. Yes, I had a caduceus and I wore it on my lapel, and I thought it was for healing. But as you can see, this is the god of healing, okay? Asclepius. Now, this is where you get the caduceus. This is where you get the staff and the pole that Moses had. Was this before Moses? Yeah. I don't know. Was it? I don't know. How far does this thing go back? Now, Asclepius was definitely popular during the Hellenistic first century, but let's keep going here. Now, referred to as the Star of David carved on their floors, many of their places had signals, including, oh, really? The Star of David? Yeah, that's the Star of Remphan, or what's his name? Remphan? All right, so let's look who it is. Asclepius. So you can look it up. This is who the pool. This is who's stirring up that pool. What is he? He's the god of medicine, god of healing, rejuvenation, and physicians. Yes, and physicians. So as you can see, yes, that is where your snake wrapped around the pole comes from. Asclepius. He's a Greek god. He's the son of Apollo and Coronis. Isn't that funny? Coronis. Or Arsu. Let's see. We don't know the baby mama. Anyway, or Apollo alone. Some say Apollo didn't need a mother. But is also, now, Asclepius also represents the healing aspect of medical arts. And this thing's daughter, this Asclepius daughter, guess what his daughter's name is? Her name is Hygiena, was where you get the word hygiene. She's a god of cleanliness, health, cleansing, hygiene. Goddess of cleanliness and hygiene. Her name is the source for the word hygiene. This is Asclepius's daughter. He's the god of healing. He's got the staff. And this is where the pool of Bethany, this is who was stirring up the pool in the waters. But you read about that, birth and all that stuff. Again, it is a god, a deity, getting either one pregnant or maybe he got it by himself. Some of these gods, I just heard of a god that like popped out of somebody's head or their neck or something. I can't remember. They didn't even need a woman. Popped out of dude's neck or something. Anyway, so there you go. You can read about that. And that is in John chapter 5. That's what we're doing. Here it is. It means house of mercy or house of flowing water. It also meant something else. It also meant something like house of shame or something like that. And that was what that's what the Jews would call it. It's the same word. It had dualistic meanings there. And so in your medical, that's where you get this snake. This is the god. You got the medical symbol. This one here, the blue one, is your ambulance. I was almost going to be a paramedic. After being a nurse, my work was going to send me back to school to be whatever I wanted, and I picked X-ray technician, but I almost did paramedics. This would have been the symbol. That's the paramedic symbol, or something like that. It's got the X. Actually, it's the not basis, but what is that? Single medical has is dental, medical, ambulance, paramedic, military medicine. This is just like comfort. Yeah, hygiene. Her name could be Jean. You say, "Hey, hi, Jean." You just said hi to Jean. No, her name is Hygiene. Anyway, so yeah, so that is Asclepius. That is who stirred up the water in the pool of Bethesda. So, spoiler alert, it is a pagan god. Funny they don't mention that. They made a big deal about it being Sabbath, but they didn't make a big deal of it that it's a pagan pool. There he is, Asclepius. There's his pole and his staff. So, that is the short study I wanted to do, just show everybody who is stirring up the pool of Bethesda and what is it. Anyway, where are we at? Ooh, 1 hour. Look at me. I didn't even plan that. There you go. 1 hour. Got that up, didn't I? Yeah. There he is. I almost said she because it looks like a girl. Looks like kind of like the Statue of Liberty. You know. Oh, I just read who the Statue of Liberty is. I should have wrote it down. It's not Apollo. It's It's even worse than that. Anyway, pretty much Lucifer the light bearer. All right, so I'm back in the chat. Thanks for being patient. The goddess Athena. A sweet name, yeah. Many of their places had signals or sigils. I'm sorry. They had sigils, including what they now refer to as the Star of David carved on the floors. Yep. And you know what? Even at the gates of hell and all those pagan places, they actually, if you've ever seen somebody take a tour over there, they will show you that when you go into those places where they did human sacrifices to the false gods, there would be like actually just like, you know how you're at the mall and it says you are here, then there's like a map and you can just follow on the floor. Well, they actually had like arrows like that way to Zeus or that way to Pan or that way to whatever. Baal, you know what I mean? They had like arrows and telling you which way to go for your certain god. Just like when you're at the zoo. You know, you ever go to the zoo and they'll be like, oh, monkey cage that way, lions that way. That's how kind of it was over there. They had like directions and arrows to go to what pagan god you're looking for, in case you're new in the city. The goddess, yes, I think that might be it. Blends into many different things like Lady Liberty and Lady Justice. Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's what it was. Athena. Somebody talking about it yesterday, the day before. Athena. That's what it was. That is Lady Liberty and Lady Justice. That's right. Got the robe, the man face, but the robe, holding the thing up in the air, the light in the air, and also can have the books under her left arm, like in the courthouses. The Lady Justice has a blindfold on and not right there, like, whoa, why is your justice blind? Blindfold. But holding the scales of justice, and then this at the courthouse, and then the left hand they have like books. The books that they used to screw us over with. And give us fines and jail and stuff. Those are the books in her left hand. And then their right hand, she's holding up the scales of justice. And the Statue of Liberty, it's the same thing. In her left hand, she's holding books. Where the heck that is. And then the right hand, she's holding up the light bearer. She's light bearer. Sometimes she's blindfolded, and sometimes she's peeking out from underneath the blindfold. Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah, that is weird. In case somebody doesn't know. I'm going to show. I hope this doesn't kick us off, because usually I have to. Let's see. Lady Justice statue. Yeah. Hopefully they don't knock me off on the. Yeah, that's weird. And yeah, blind. Huh. I'll look blind here. Oh, here's one. Hope they don't knock me off. All right. Yeah, I don't see the one peeking out on here. Just the one with her blindfold on. Like, Justice is blind, really? You know what? She should have like really thick pop out glasses on to see how clear she's seeing. Not blind. Blind, huh? Really? This is one outside your courthouse. This is what we got in inside our courthouse. I get $1,200 for that one. Now Yeah. Oh, she's got a sword in the other. She doesn't even have books. Look, she's got a sword in the other hand. What? Oh, I thought she had books. I thought she had held on to the Constitution in one. Didn't she used to have the Constitution in one hand? Scales in the scales in the other. When did she get it? Is this Mandela effect? I'm just kidding. I thought she had the Constitution on it. Oh, she's got no blindfold on there. See, this is when the yeah. Sometimes they want to see. She's peeking out from underneath that. I don't see it. She's trying to peek. No peeking. Yeah, sometimes she got the blindfold. Sometimes she. Interesting. Justice is blind for some. It seems like what I'm going through. What the heck? What the heck on Jackal? All right, cool. All right, well, I'll probably wrap it up and get off of here. And, get back to my projects. That's right. Now, I could have an open chat tomorrow. I really don't care what we do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. So we could have an open chat. I have another thing ready if I want to do a study. You know, if anybody wants to come and chat tomorrow, you're welcome to. You know what? That is a good point. That's a good point. The scales are tipped. Isn't that funny? No blindfold, skip. The scales are tipped. That is a good point. Scales should be equal to start out. You notice they're empty and they're tipped? That ain't good. That means the scales are what? They're stacked against you. Yeah, scales are tipped. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to go inside your county courthouse and see what they're doing. Is it blindfolded, not blindfolded? Are they skipped? Are they equal? I mean, tipped, equal. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. All right. Love you too. Oh, no, that's all right. Thank you, my cat. Love you. My apologies for complaining. Don't mean. I just want Donnie feel at home again and know that we do love him. Yeah, we do want him to know that we love him. Yeah, shout out to Donnie. We do love him. And yeah, he's welcome here. Everybody should be welcome here. And yeah, it's not fair if one person comes up all the time and another person can't because they're not getting along. So I'll make sure everybody gets a fair opportunity from now on. And hopefully, well, I don't know. Like I said, even tomorrow night could have open chat if you want. But otherwise, I'll have something ready to go. No need to apologize. No problem there. All right. So I hope everybody has a good rest of the evening, whatever's left of it. It's about toast here. It's almost 11. So yeah, I'll have a great day tomorrow. Have a wonderful Sunday. D, have a good time at your meeting, and I'll pray us out. Father, thank you so much for another fellowship, and we thank you for all of our blessings. Praise be to you. Amen. Well, thank you. Good night to D. Yeah, D, we do hope you feel better. Thank you, Grace. Yeah, she said love, prayers, blessings. You too. Hope you feel better tonight, D. Yeah. Hope you do feel better tonight, D. And yeah, cranberry juice supposed to be good. Anyway, so good night to Grace. Good night to D. And I hope Pinch is having a good day. And anybody else that listened, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming in. If you're listening on the replay, thanks for listening on the replay. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Yes, cranberry juice. Yeah, if you have any cranberry juice, it's good for your symptoms. Yep, it is. Yep. All right. All right. Well, love you guys. Thanks for coming in. God bless each and every one of you. Praise and glory to God. Hallelujah and shalom. Good night.